Hello, everybody. Excuse me. We are here and ready, hopefully, for the Race of Binners 2026. Just waiting a little bit more to get to allow the stragglers to make their way in. If you are wanting to join, it is still open and free, so come along. We will be getting started with the qualifiers in just a couple of minutes. I need to actually get the server set up for that. This is going to be fun because there's going to be a lot of manual server maneuverings. Unfortunately, the nice shiny automation that I have set up doesn't really do its thing. Well, it does do its thing, but it's kind of hard to get it set up for on-demand stuff. What am I doing? I need to kill the server. And we need to put across the qualifying config. Yes. And, yeah. Hopefully, this is all going to go off without a hitch. Yes. Okay. Could probably start with the first couple of qualifiers and then catch any stragglers as and when they arrive, and we'll go from there pretty much. I think that's probably the best course of action, unless we want this to take forever. So, let me... Okay. So I think it's time to... We'll start with the qualifiers now, and anyone who comes along later, they can still hop in. So probably run in the current order of the chat from where I see it. Hopefully the server boots up fine. So the first two will be Yari and Lucas. So I think the server should be up for the qualifier. So you can hop on in. This is where it turns out I've set this up wrong. Here we'll find out. Cool. Oh, I need to go rid of it. Cool, yep, so the first two on track now for their a little bit of practice before the initial qualifiers begin. Already had a little bit of warm-up with the early practice server, but get a little more now with the specific car. Both of them seem to be settling in pretty well with the cars. Nice and easy car to start off with the Fiat. Or a Bath. 500. Oh. I say that as Lucas does crash in the background. It's changed. Why is the standard camera? Of course, thanks to Mattia for preparing the special version of the, or special skin for the track with the logos plastered everywhere. makes it look a bit more official. Okay, last few minutes of practice for the two of them. Try and sift through my endless windows. Okay. So no eliminations will be happening this round. Just the timer. We'll be taking the total run times of everyone and then putting those into seeds for the actual first round. Okay, so they're all gridded up now. Probably should have shortened the grid time. That's on me. I can take it shorter. Oh. Okay. We messed up already. You can change the setup on the server, but that's not the end of the world. They don't have enough time to really change anything anyways. Cool, so here we go. First qualifier about to get started. Getting ready to go here. And they're off. Yari takes a bit of an early lead. However, he does have the more technical loop to begin with. However, this will obviously be a combined total. To come over the bridge, they can be pretty much... Oh, no, not quite. Thought they'd be neck and neck over the bridge. Lucas approaches the start of his second loop. So he has to go through the more technical side now himself. Oh, that's me. Very professional. Ooh, a little wide there. Let's see how much I can claw back over here. Lucas comes over the bridge. Does seem to be an advantage on his side, but he does have quite a bit more to get through. Oh, I think it is. Yep, Lucas is gonna be the faster of the two. There we go. So let me jot those times down real quick. The Excel spreadsheet of Doom is back. 0.396 and a 125.757. Cool. Alrighty. That will be that. And so next up, it'll be Matteo and Mattia. Just restart the session, and then... Oh, let's restart the race. Whoops. There we go. Back to practice. So now the next two will be coming in. Again, getting a bit of warm-up. Ooh, very close to the wall there. Really testing out those limits. Now, compared to the last 2 years, this track is slightly different. Mainly is visual. It's been tidied up a bit visually. But as you can see, there's new tire walls on the insides, which I don't think were there before, as he takes a trip across the grass. And there's these little yellow bollards on the exit of a bunch of tighter corners. So if we right on board here with Mattia, you see the tire walls there, trying to stop you from cutting. You see a little yellow bollard there. I think those are meant to be anti-wall ride devices. So, stop people getting cheeky and trying to rush Chastain their way to a victory. But other than that, the track is basically the same. Well, I guess there is also cuts in the pit wall, which make life a lot better now, but especially for me, being able to actually get around and do some runs. Whereas obviously last year and the first running, I was stuck behind the wall. Both cars approaching each other on track. Obviously, this is just practice, so hopefully we won't run into anything like this in the actual runs. Excuse me. As we tick over into overtime for practice. Time to see what they can get done in the qualifying runs. And the countdown looks too long. Here we go. Second of the qualifiers. About to get underway here. Still time to join if anybody else is straggling around. There'll be at least one more qualifier after this. Maybe more. Who knows? These two get ready. And away they go. Take the early lead. It looks like it's gonna be Mattia with a slight early advantage, but very close. Bit of gravel running there. Hurt from Matteo's side, but not much. So come on through now to the crossover point for the first time. Pretty much, not quite. Wonder if we will get an even at some point over there. Okay, as we head on to the second half. See, Mattia is ahead. He took the shorter loop. They're coming through now, but that does seem like quite a gap. So we'll see how that works out in the end. A little bit of gravel touching again. Clean through there though. And it's going to be pretty close coming through here, I think. Mattia rounds the final corner. Oh, Matteo nearly into the wall there. But he has a slight advantage. Oh, but I think Mattia's going to swing it back with that extra momentum. He does take it. That was pretty close. Yeah, only a little less than half a second in that. Let's get those times down as well. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Both in the 24s. 24.521. 24.95. I can't type. Jesus Christ. 956. Cool. And with that. I think this is just gonna be me, I believe. In this next qualifier. And then we can sort out the order of things. What was the difference? There you go. Should do a little bit of driving. Pretty straightforward car to drive this. Only front wheel drive car in the roster tonight. So a bit of a add a bit more variety. I killed that tire barrier. Particularly great. Out of the blocks here. Big old snackaroo there. You seem to be cursed every year to get odd number participants in this event. However, I'm hoping I have the brackets set up well enough that I'm not going to make a complete hash of it this year. But we'll figure that out. Probably will. Jump me back to the pits. Yep, there we go. See what time I can put on the board here. think, what is it to beat? It's a 24-3. That's the current leading time. Somewhat doubt I'm going to be beating that, but we could try. Just sit here, burn off some fuel. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Yeah, this thing hardly drinks. It's like the new Formula 1 cars. They rev the absolute hits off it on the line. Here he goes. Maybe a little too much wheel spin there, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, I've done that wrong. I was pushing a little too hard there. Oh well. Much better on the second half though. So I can regain some dignity. Okay. Come to the line now. I have no idea what my time's gonna be. 1:25.365. Okay. 5.365. That's correct, right? Yeah. Right, now let's leave all the qualifiers done. So it's time for the most thrilling part of the live stream. If I can find it. Finagling around with the spreadsheet of doom to make this make sense. Could I have used some actual bracket thing? I could have. Did I do that? No. Okay. So that puts Lucas at the top, then Mateo, Mattia, myself, and then Yari. I think this is gonna require some fiddling. I think I've already made a mistake here somewhere. No, this works, I think. Okay, so get rid of this first bit because we don't need that. Cool. Then we reshuffle this, so the first one will be Lucas, and Mattia, and then Mateo, and I'll put Yari here. And we'll figure out where I go. But we got those heats sorted. It's always awkward trying to fit an uneven amount of people in, but I'll get the server swapped over. And we'll get the first round going. If I can do... Let's see, so I want this, I believe. Yeah. Okay, kill the server. We run it again. Okay, so the first heat, or the first sort of duel, is going to be Lucas versus Mattia in the Dallara F317. So when you join the server, make sure to pick the right car. Okay. Put the 2 Dallaras in and practicing. Change the old Bob back over. This is probably going to be the fastest car we have tonight. Lots of downforce. Quite a long wheelbase, so it's not the best at low speed cornering. So that will make it a bit spicy. And it's a bit loose on the power, as we're seeing here. So that should make things pretty interesting. Oops. Yeah, it seems like they're both getting the hang of the Dallara now. So, for some early teething. So this is going to be, I believe, 2 loops around this time. Best of 3 as well. So it will... this is actually all set properly. Yeah, so 4 laps. Then... the reverse grid would have been set. There isn't, but oh well. It'll just roll back around, and then we'll do the race again. And if need be, then do it a 3rd time. There we go, that's the end of practice. For the 2 of them. Okay. It's a bit awkward seeing the MX-5 in the background there. But I will obviously disappear off the grid before we get going. Here we go. First proper heat of the night. Lucas versus Mattia. 2 previous winners, actually. Both the previous winners. So this is going to be a big round. we go. Well, pretty even Stevens off the line there. Well, they're all struggling for grip on those cold tires right now. Oh, almost a crossover. Oh, Lucas in the water bit there. That's going to hurt him. As Mattia comes through to finish his first loop. And, oops. Be tidy through that first section. Except the advantage will be in his court. He's just going to make his way through here. Out making the same mistakes. They're actually surprisingly close coming to the end of this first loop. Maybe even slight. Oh, it's going to be neck and neck pretty much as they cross the line. Cracking stuff, little lock up there. But, so far, so good. Just comes over the bridge. Again, pretty much even from when they were. Here comes to start his final run. Ooh, big slip on the curb there, and he's in the gravel. That's going to cost him. Let's see, can he get it going again quickly enough? That is a pretty slow selector anyway, so if you were going to do it anywhere, you'd do it there. Oh, I think that might be a little too much time loss as Lucas comes around the final corner. And he's going to take the first of 3. There you go. So let me just go and restart the session. Then we can get round 2 going. So 1 point to Lucas. Can he complete the sweep? There's the question. Will Mattia have an answer? Go. Out and down. About to begin here. Either pretty much even off the line, or Lucas gets a bit of a wobble that time, but they're still even pretty much down into the first corner. Mattia gets on for this first section pretty tidily. Change up the camera quickly. There we go. Get nice and clean. As he comes onto the tighter loop. Very clean run from there, keeping it in second. Just comes on through now. See how close they're going to be this time. As we come to the end of the first loop. Oh, it's going to be pretty tight, I think. Very clean through there. Lots of speed and confidence. Seems like it's actually going to be advantage Lucas by quite a bit, though. Bit wide there, but pretty tidy otherwise. It's a good run out. Mattia now comes into the bridge. Oh, a crossover. There you go. Said we'd get one tonight. then comes through to the final loop. It's a pretty decent gap. Is that going to be enough? That was the best run around the faster loop. But can he put in the best run around the slower loop now as well? Try and claw back that deficit. It's going to be close, I think. I think Lucas might just have it, though. Yeah. Looks like he will. There we go. 2-0. Lucas advances. Good stuff. We crack open spreadsheet of doom. And just a shout out, if you're lurking around in the live stream and you do want to join in, there is an open space available, so feel free. We'll have to rejig this again, but that's no worry. So Lucas takes the win of this first set, and Mattia move down. Yeah. Next up, it'll be Matteo and Yari. This time in... I need to see which cars we have. This time in the Porsche Cup. To make sure when you're joining, obviously, you choose the right car. We'll start the session. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's wait for connections to join. Oh wait, I need to do the next session, don't I? There we go. Julio. Okay, so the winner of this will go on to fight Lucas. And the loser of this will go on to take on... Oh yeah, right. Because of the tents, they do start in the background there. But yeah, the loser of this will then go and fight Mattia, who gets eliminated. And then the winner of that... Oh, actually, wait, I've just realized I've made a... God damn it. Why do I suck so much at this? I really should start using like an actual website for... Actually, no. No, this doesn't work. Fiddlesticks. Okay, I know what I can do. These two get practicing with the Porsche. Yeah, this year found out that obviously with the track improvements, we can actually do it more like the real life event where we switch cars up each time, which makes things a bit nice, a bit more varied, instead of being locked cars for each round. I think I sorted things out now. As we get near the end of practice time now for the two of them. Oh, but yeah, a little bit of gravel there. Hopefully... Oh! Into the wall. Hopefully he's just cashing out the mistakes now. as we get ready to move on to the race. Okay, here we go. I think I already had that on the right thing. There you go. First heat here with the Porsche. Second heat overall tonight. Of course, again, best of 3 between the two of them. Two loops. Just rev up, try and burn off a little bit of fuel. Lights are on. And away they go. Well, Mateo's going to take a slight advantage as we enter the first corner. Alright, okay. So Yari gets through there quite nicely. Its first loop around. So Mateo comes on through. Oh, I'm on myself again. I didn't mean to do that. Ooh, yeah, a little bit sideways there. So Mateo makes his way nicely around the shorter loop. Seems like this could be pretty close, actually, as they come around to complete the first loop. Advantage is going to be on Yari's end. But Mateo isn't too far behind as they come into the second loop here. Could definitely still pull it back. Very tidy through there, though. I think this is maybe the most powerful car we have on the grid today. So, getting the power down is going to be important. Ooh, as we see a wiggle there over the bridge. Something you got to be careful about in some of these more powerful cars. They can get quite light. As you come over the bridge. But, seems... the Yai might have a bit of an advantage. But it is kind of tricky to say until we see them come through the bridge. But I think he might just be in the lead, so he might take this first round if he can get through these last few corners cleanly. Oh yeah, I'd definitely say... Oh, it's actually going to be pretty tight. Can he carry more momentum out of there? Oh, it's neck and neck. Oh, slight advantage to the eye, and he takes the first round. There. Now we move on to round 2. Let's see. Will we get another sweep? Or will we get another reset? Or the first reset, should I say. We haven't had one yet. I did get a little distracted last race because I saw a message from my brother as he's obviously watching in. With amazing word soup as to how we can prolong the event. Thank you very much for that, brother. Anyways, as they get ready now, ooh, are we missing one on the grid? Oh, we are missing Mateo. Mateo has vanished. Oh, he's back in. Oh, is he gonna be able to start? Oh, he does. He takes the start. Okay, he's getting ready to restart the server, but he takes the start. Got in just in time. And well enough to get a pretty head-and-head start. A little bit of a wiggle there. He's currently making his way through. Pretty clean through there. Jerry comes on through now into his second half of the loop. And, very tidy through there, actually. Nice and steady. Oh, bit of a wheel spin there on the exit, though, from first gear. Nice and tidy over the bridge, though, and it seems like he might have a little advantage. Oh, actually, not sure. I think this one... Well, this will actually be advantage Matteo, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, a little kiss of the wall there. But he does hold the early advantage. So we come into the second half of this. Not a lot in it, though. Not a lot in it. This could really go either way. It's all going to come down to who can execute better on this second loop of the track. I haven't really seen anyone get incredibly close to that wall yet. Everyone playing it relatively safe. I don't blame them, because that wall is certain death. I think we have had somebody hit that wall before. And, well, it was indeed certain death for them. But now, both of them onto the final loop. Oh, a bit of a slide there for Matteo into the first corner. It'll be interesting to see how this one works out come the end. Is it? Oh, it might be advantage Yari. Let's see how quickly Matteo could throw himself through these corners. Ooh, never mind. It's actually going to be advantage Matteo. And he's going to take it and bring it on to our third round. Good stuff. Oh, those tire walls are solid. Okay. 1-1. The winner will move on. And the winner will move on to fight Lucas. The loser will move on to fight Mattia. And I'll show how I've sort of finagled the brackets around after this as well. I've sort of worked my way into it into a way that makes sense. But I wanted to focus on giving the rest more driving time. So I'd say it's probably more, it's easier to manage and probably more entertaining. I can sit here shouting at people. Okay. They get ready now, though. Winner takes all. In this. 1-1. Pretty even Stevens. Oh, yeah, you got the early jump. But as we've seen with these two, it can go either way. A little bit of a wobble there, but pretty well kept up. It's considered a bit of slight kiss of the wall there. Hopefully that isn't too disadvantageous to him. He's going to come through now to complete the first half. Now he's onto the more technical loop himself. Very tidy though. He's in first gear, which is interesting. Would have helped give a bit better acceleration, but would also risk more wheel spin. So it is interesting to see that. Of course, everybody running... Oh, Matteo full send under the bridge there. And it's actually going to be pretty close as they come to the end here. Yari's going to catch up a bit. It's actually pretty much going to be even Stevens. Yeah, wow. Dead heat over the line as they come into the second half. So this is going to be an interesting one to watch. Ooh, a bit wide there for Matteo. He collects it up nicely. But as I was saying, these are all equal setups. They're all completely locked down. Nobody can change anything about the cars, not even the fuel, if I've set this up right. Ooh, Matteo got the curb there a bit. That's going to cost him a precious few temps, especially with how tight this battle is. See how Yari gets on through this sector for the final time. The advantage is in his court. Let's see how he plays it. Pretty tidy. Pretty clean. See how Matteo comes under the bridge. Full send, full commitment. Ooh, I was so close to the wall. But it's worked. He's brought it up a lot closer. Can he keep that advantage to the line? Oh my god, he's actually going to do it. Crazy stuff. Full commitment there at the end to come back from that mistake. It's probably the best battle yet we've seen. And that puts Matteo through by a whisker at the end there. Let me pull up Spreadsheet o' Doom. Matteo is the ultimate victor. And he moves on to take on Lucas. Whereas Yari heads on to fight Mattia. So the way this has worked out means that there actually will be... well, there will be an elimination this round between these two. Just to explain this quickly. And the winner... the winner will go to face me. And then the loser of the two of us will go on to fight whoever loses out of these two. Actually, no, sorry. The loser of this will fight me. The loser of this will fight the loser of round 1 of this heat. And then we will then settle it here. And then we go into the grand final to fight the winner of this round. Hope that made sense. But next up, it will be Mattia and Yari fighting it out to stay in the game. And this time, I don't actually know what car they will be in. They will be in the... Let's go for the Legends car. So Mattia and Yari in the Legends car. Hoping the Legends car will be quite interesting. Very small. Quite peppy. Should hopefully on some exciting driving. Yeah, that is Mattia and Yari in the Legends car. Both in, so let's go and bump this forward to practice. And I'm going to quickly go for a restroom break as they practice. But I'll let you guys watch them. Hopefully I should be back in time for the actual running to start. 2 seconds. Whew, we back. Hey Slayer, how's it going? Let me just unmute myself back in the main Discord chat. Hello everyone, back. These two seem to be getting on pretty well with their practice in the Legends car. Hoping we get to see some sideways action in this one. Fingers crossed. Legends is quite a perky car. How's stream going on? Everything well? Yeah, it's going on alright. We seem to be eternally cursed to have an odd number of people for this event, so it kind of throws the brackets out of whack. But so far everything's gone off relatively without a hitch. As we get ready for the first of the losers bracket. So we'll get to see the best of 3 again, but first elimination coming out at the end of this. Okay. Here we go. As we get going now. Nice bit of wheel spin off the line. This car's allowed, but pretty much dead even off the line. That's what we like to see. Or sideways sort of both of them a little bit on the exit. Coming onto the sort of back straight section. Not so straight for Mattia on his side. Yeah, he's getting on pretty fine. Comes back through. So as we come on to the second half of the lap, he's got to navigate the twisties. Very clean and tidy. Using that throttle to get the car snapped nicely back the right way. Pretty controlled. A little bit of understeer there though. But it seems like he might actually have a bit of an advantage. Let's see as Mattia comes through now. Oh, it's going to be close, I think, as we end this first loop. He's going to be close. I think slight. Oh, too close to cool. Too close to cool. What we like to see as we come on to the second loop now. Could go either way. Again, first to 3. Or best of 3. So this isn't it if they lose, but this will put them in a nice advantage. Oh, that was a bit rough there for Yari. But he killed it up quite nicely. Oh, he's in the wall and he's around. Oh. He caught it back up. Luckily, got it going the right way pretty quickly. Well, that's going to cost him quite a bit. Of course, this Legends car is quite peppy. Quite easy to overdo it if you're not careful. But it's part of what makes this car pretty fun to drive. So you do have to wrangle it a bit more. Let's see, oh yeah, this is getting pretty good for Mattia. Right on board with him a little bit here. This will be surprisingly close though. But it is going to be advantage, I believe, to Mattia yet. He comes out of here. He's going to come across the line. Take the first win here. 1 point to him. It's the wrong one. Ooh. Oh no, indeed, yeah. But he's got a chance to come back. If he can pull it off this round, they'll go back and have one more go to sort it out. But if Mattia wins, obviously, Yari will be eliminated, and Mattia will go through to the next round. To fight, I believe, whoever the loser of... Probably me. Probably me. Whoever loses between Lucas and Matteo, and whoever loses between me and whoever loses that previous battle. Bracket tournaments can get confusing, ladies and gentlemen. But here we go. Big decider here. They're fighting to stay in. Mattia being a previous winner. Pretty even off the line, though. Will he survive to get a chance to defend his crown? Or will he be the first to be eliminated? We shall see. So far, though, advantage is in his court. Very clean run, though, at the beginning here for Yari. As we saw last time, they were very close at the beginning. Nice and tidy through there for Mattia. Just keeps it going nice and steadily. It's pretty clean. I am noticing a lot of apexes not being hit. Might be the play in this car, I don't know. I ain't the one driving at the moment, but it's gonna be pretty close, I think. Yeah, pretty close, I think. Let's see. Obviously, on the outside here, Yari will have a little bit of momentum, even though he has to take a longer corner, which means it will kind of balance out. Oh, it's gonna be head or neck and neck again. This second loop will be the decider once again. Love to see it. Oh my god, pretty much dead heat down that short bit of straight as well. We're gonna get a crossover. Ooh, not quite. But this is pretty close. I don't think there's gonna be a lot in it when they cross the line if both of them can keep it going the right way. Yari enters the final section. Mattia just about to enter as well. I think he might have lost a bit of time throughout that loop. Hard to say. But he has got the shorter run here to try and balance things out. Of course, we're switching cars all the time. It's a bit harder for me to get a proper gauge on where things are. But actually, this might be advantage to Yari. It's going to be very close, though, if it is. Oh, this is... Oh, actually, no, I think it might be... I think Mattia's going to take it. It's going to be very close, though. Oh. Mattia takes it. 2-0. That was very close, though. Let's see how much was in that. The end... 4 tenths. Yeah, it's not a lot. But unfortunately, that means, as we head back to the spreadsheet O'Doom, that does mean that Mattia moves down here, and Yari, unfortunately, is eliminated. Now it's time to switch the servers around. I hope I get this right. Before we can then move on to the next set of battles, which will be the semis. Probably should have looked at an easier way of doing this, but we're running with a million windows here. But I'm making it work. Maybe. Okay. Next server is up, and we will have Lucas and Mateo in the MX-5 Cup car. So I'm gonna shimmy into the Legends, I guess. Yeah, it's good. Legends cars expected him to beat me. Yeah, what? I mean, those were some pretty close heats, to be honest. It's unfortunate that he fell apart in that first one and came just short. But I think that was probably one of the closest battles we've had. Oh, this one has reverse grid races. Okay. This is the same as last time, but reverse grid. I don't think I might have made a mistake, but with the format last time, I don't think I did. When I made these servers, I must have been in like a state of delirium. I don't know. Okay, these are right. I see the mistake now. Okay, it was only meant to be one loop. I had two. Gotta say, it felt a bit off. Now, whilst these two practice, I'm gonna make sure the the other servers are actually set up correctly. I know this is set up fine, but I just want to double check that I have things set up good. This race is a good bit of fun, but it is a little bit of a logistical faff, to put it lightly. Given that I sort of have to juggle like multiple server configs around. Because of the way the practice works, they're both pretty much on track at the same point. But the server configs are all proper. I thought they were, but better to be safe than sorry. Perfect time to correct them now during a practice where not a lot is happening. But it's good to give people a little bit of time to just get used to the car and make sure everything is working. Give me a little bit of downtime as well. Even though my job is to constantly yap during these events. Come to the end of practice now. And we are back on winner's side. So the winner of this will go on to the grand final, ready to take on whoever surges back through the losers brackets. The loser will face me, and then the loser of that... Sorry. The loser will face me, the loser of that will then face Mattia. Whoever wins both those two will then go into the losers final, and then up into the grand final. I promise this all makes sense. If not, you could shout at me later. I should probably get rid of that bit of text, because we are quite beyond that now. Too used to that text being there, because I changed it from the normal. Yeah, these brackets things, they can get pretty confusing pretty quickly if you're not keeping on top of it. The first run for the MX-5s here. Good, makes sense. Okay, that's good. First run for the MX-5s, though. This is probably the easiest cars, I'd say, to drive in the group. But hopefully that should mean we get some pretty tight competition here. Dead heat, basically, as we come into the first set of corners between the two of them. Okay. I'm getting a crossover? Ooh, not quite. Yeah, it is easy compared to that one. Yeah, definitely. MX-5 probably is the easiest car, followed by probably the Abarth that we used for qualifiers. I wouldn't say any of the cars in the roster are particularly difficult, but they do kind of mix things up a bit. Oh, a bit of a slide through there for Lucas. Of course, though, because this car is easy, it does mean the margins are going to be a lot smaller, but also more incentive to hustle. See how daring Matteo is going to be under the bridge this time around. All over that curb. Oh, he snagged the wall a bit there, but I think he got away with that. It's going to be pretty close off the exit here. Slight advantage to Lucas, though. I don't know if that's just a multiplayer perspective thing, but it looks like Matteo's car on my end is sagging slightly. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but that's interesting. Still pretty close, though, I think. Could go either way here. Thank God the contact wasn't fatal, yeah. I think the damage is slightly reduced. Lucas full send through there as well. A little squirrely, but he made it through pretty cleanly as he gets onto the final segment now. So Matteo not too far behind, so this could come quite close at the end here. Just making full use of the space available. Right up to that wall. And I think, oh, this is looking like it is going to be advantage Lucas still. Definitely for this first round. Matteo isn't too far behind, but yeah, Lucas is going to carry that momentum off the corner and sweep through to take the first round. Again, best of 3, so it's not over yet. But that does put a nice point in Lucas's cushion. He can make use of as we head on again between the two of them. Lucas had his vitamins today. Yeah. I mean, he was the winner of the first one, so no pressure. No pressure to either of them. Lucas for maintaining his win and or for earning a second win, and Matteo for trying to beat that. Of course, if either of them lose, whoever loses, it's not over for them. They can still fight their way back through. It'll just become a lot harder for them to win. But it is still possible. It's good that after the first one, advantage Matteo though, a bit of an over rev there. As we come through the first section. But pretty tidy all things considered, besides a bit of gravel or a bit of wall riding there. Embracing the Ross Chastain strats. Let's come over the bridge. Relatively close. I do wonder if in real life they have any kind of like anything to tell them like what the advantages are like. So it's kind of tricky to know where people are at. As you can see, obviously if you didn't know any better, you'd think Matteo's at a huge disadvantage now, but as Lucas comes around, that will even back out and we'll see where the gaps are. I think this is looking like an advantage in Lucas's favor though at the minute again. But we'll have to see as Matteo comes under the bridge. It's going to be pretty close actually. Oh, he's in that cone. That's unfortunate. That's going to pretty much completely wreck his chances here. Just pushing a little too hard into that bollard. I was wondering when the bollards were going to get someone, and we found that it's now. see how Lucas is going to fare. Still pushing. He knows that... Ooh, bit of a slide there. Nearly caught the back end against the bollard. That would have been pretty funny to have two bollard incidents in the same run. But I think, yeah, it's pretty safe to say half the advantage towards Lucas. See what Mateo's going to try and pull out the bag here. Not sure it's going to be enough, but no harm in trying. And if anyone's going to go full send, it's definitely going to be him. As he comes through now. See under the bridge as Lucas rounds the final corner. Full send, graze of the wall. But of course, at the end of it, not going to be enough. That collision was fatal in his chances. But all is not lost. As we bring back up the spreadsheet of doom. Lucas obviously wins. That puts him through into the grand final. And Mateo goes to face me. But no pressure for me. First massive bin in the race of binners. This year, definitely. All time? No. I'm pretty certain somebody crashed into the bridge. I want to say it was Keane in the first year in the Euro NASCAR. Pretty certain he understeered straight into the bridge, which was pretty spectacular. However, let me exit the server as we are going to switch into the Fiesta WRC. First running for the Fiesta, and then I think that's every car used. Ooh. So that would be me versus Mateo in the Fiesta. And this verse is going to be only the second time I've driven. Oh. Can you peak Fiesta SRS champ? I'm not sure. I did notice I did technically done goof a little bit. I forgot that this server is actually set to have a reverse grid race. It doesn't really change much. Oh. Taking out the pile. Pro to drive, I wish. Against some pretty hefty competition, as I'm taking out all the tire bundles here. Of course, it's only practice, so not the end of the world. And again, whoever loses here, it's not the end of the world for them either. We'll go into a last chance shootout against Batia, and the loser of that will be out. Oh, God, that was nearly the wall. Well, you need to be careful on that brake pedal. Quite easy to lock this thing. Feeling not too bad about this, though. I don't know if my speed will be enough, but I'm feeling relatively capable in my abilities. Tire bundle in the way. Expect we're going to be seeing that a fair bit in the The actual running. You know, now that we've been through all the cars, it's time to get a little more creative with how we pick them. So, Mattia, I will actually let you pick the car for the next round, where you will face off against whoever loses between us two. Out of the 5 that we've ran so far, so that's the 911, the Fiesta, the F3, the MX-5, and the Legends car. You pick. You can just put it in the chat. I will. Ran on she and it picked F3. Well, that was nearly my finger. Blew the engine, let it crash into the wall. Oh no. Okay, well hopefully when we actually start, it's gonna let me put the wheel the right way. Cause it's Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay. We're good. Alright, best of 3 here. 2 loops. Woo! I want to say on both prior occasions I've made it to the grand final. I could be wrong. I think I have, so no pressure on me. I've lost the grand final both times. But I'm pretty certain I made it. I could be talking complete baloney. I think I have a slight advantage off the start. Oh, locked up there. All out of shape. Kept it though. Jinx it, but I think I might actually have a bit of an advantage. It's going to be close. I lied. Actually. Oh, it's... Nope, but Ted's going to have a slight advantage. Pretty close. Okay, that was much better that time. Not purple, though, which is a problem. Kind of needed it to be purple. A little bit wide there. It's going to be Mateo, I think, for the first run. Yep, it is. Ugh. Given this is reverse grid, I can't just let it run over. what I completely neglected to do last time. That's 1 point Mateo's way. Whew. So we now get on to the second round. These actually put me on the same side. Ironically. Oops. That was pretty close, though. I think if I just tidy up and push a little harder, I can maybe bring it back in my favor. If not, it's duking out against Mattia in the F3 car. Here we go. I might have had a slight advantage off the line. Hard to say for sure. I think this final bit here is probably my weak point. There has the advantage. Shape there again. Hopefully I didn't lose too much time. There, not ideal. Slight graze of the wall. It's got it again, though. Can I get him on the exit, though? Come on! Come on! Ah, oh, no. Darn. 0.83. 0.083, sorry. Oh. God damn it. Alright. Spreadsheet of Doom. That moves Mateo through. And me down to fight Mattia. Oh, I nearly wrote his name in twice because I am very clever. Cool. So that is me against Mattia in the F3 cars. me Ian back in. Okay. Dang it, indeed, yeah. But it's not over yet. Depends on how this one shakes out. Probably actually grab the carpet. Damn, this thing is quite touchy. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I forgot how the grip works in this thing. You gotta wait for it to come in a bit. It means that this first segment is gonna be very interesting. This background song, yeah. God, this thing is so much faster. This might actually be the toughest car, I think. Especially with just how it just doesn't want to grip at the beginning. Easily the most sensitive. I have no idea how this is gonna go. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Oh, it's like kiss the wall there. This is gonna be something, that's for sure. Gotta be so careful on that launch. Because yeah, to those who haven't driven this car before, from what I remember, the tire grip actually starts lower. So it doesn't start at max. It starts slightly lower and then builds up to 1 and then goes down. It's not the only car to have this. There are a few other older cars that use like a similar trick. To try and like mimic some of the quirks of how some of these tires behave in real life, especially when they're not worn in. But in this case, it makes things quite interesting. Here we go, though. Barely see him over the wall. Just saw a little bit of roll hoop. Just playing coy with that grip at the beginning here. Don't have a lot of it. Nice and wide here. Perfect full use of that turning circle. Bit too early to turn in there. The curb snag. Oh. gonna say the force feedback is a little light on these than I would have liked, but it's not too bad. Good enough. The advantage material, I think, in this first run. Ooh, bollocks. Keep going, because we never know what can happen. But I think that's going to be a huge blow to me at the beginning here. Is he having a moment? Real. So real. However, I do have another chance to redeem myself. If I don't take that chance, though, it's Jova. Oof. 7.5 seconds. I think that's the biggest gap yet. Went from having one of the closest races to the most furthest apart. I'm a trailblazer in these events. I don't think anybody's getting a closer heat than that one, though. That was pretty crazy. But here we go. Fight for survival. Actually, I'm gonna cheekily... Already at 101. Yeah. 110 force feedback. I have no idea if that's gonna be a good move or not. We'll find out. That doesn't have a horn, does it? Not surprising, but... I got that like a grip. That kind of worked in my favor, though. Don't want to do it again. But that did work in my favor. Hash of that. A bit too cautious picking up the throttle, but we'll see. It's going to be pretty close. It's going to be very close if we come up to the second loop. Line into there, but we can work with it. Okay. Purple time, that's good. Like to see that. Ooh. To play for through here, though. I think this is going to be pretty close. Oh, I think it's advantage Mattia, though. Darn. I think I gave up too much there in that second in that last half. Oh well. Still pretty good. Get it together, Tyrone. Oh, that's my worst run. Yeah, 0 for 2. Tia wins and gets to take on Mateo in the losers final. And I am Gonskis. Poof. Okay, server swap again. We get on to the big finale. Let's see. Right, throw in the chat what cars you think they should use for the losers final. If I can... There we go. I'm losing all my windows here. There we go. Is right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. No takers, so I'm gonna say back to the Porsche Cup. I think. That's Mateo and Mattia in the Porsche Cup. How long will we get on for now? 1 hour and 47, that's not too bad. So we should have this done in about 2 hours, give or take. I think. There's, what, 2 more? 2 more after this? Well, technically 1 more. Maybe 2. Yeah, 1 or 2 more after this. So the loser here will be eliminated. And the winner will go on to face Lucas in the grand final. Now, if you've never been through a bracket system before, just to quickly explain how the final will work. So the final will run as normal, but because Lucas is 1 all the way through, if Lucas wins the final, that's it, it's over. But if Lucas loses the final, it resets and we go again. And then the winner of that is the winner. But it's basically just so that, you know, because he's gone through without losing a single time, he has that extra buffer that he can fall back on. But if he wins, then, well, obviously it means, you know, he's the best. So, he takes it. At least that's how I've seen it done in, like, fighting games and whatnot. Which is where they mainly use this system. And I think it works pretty well. So. Now this time around for the losers final, this is a best of 3 again, but we're doing 3 loops this time. So we did do 1 for the qualifiers. We're meant to do 1 for the quarters as well, but I messed that up. 2 for the semis, then it's going to be 3 loops for the losers final, and then a whopping 5 in the grand final. For the grand final, we're going to do things a little differently as well, as we're going to change up cars every round. So that will be... so they will go through at least 2 different cars to call the winner. It's going to be a bit more of a pain to sort out logistically, but we'll make it work, hopefully. I thought that'd be a nice little extra twist. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. Screen turned black there briefly. So I sort of shat my pants a bit. However, here we go. Mattia versus Matteo. Losers final. Best of 3 again. So... see how this goes. These two haven't actually fought each other yet. So... new matchup. And away we go. All pretty even into the first corner. Oh, Matteo's sideways, he's in the wall! It's a huge blow at the beginning here. This is a longer run, so he does have more time to bring it back. But that is going to cost him. It's put a huge dent early on. However, of course, again, best of 3, so it's not over yet. Of course, if you can have that extra buffer, you will want it. Actually, looking at it, this is a lot. How on earth? Actually, no, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I was like, how on earth is he still ahead? But he had the shorter run last time, so that makes sense. God, you wouldn't have thought I've been commentating on this for the past nearly 2 hours, would you? Rookie mistake. But Mattia comes through nice and cleanly. But really, Mattia's just got to not put a foot wrong now. Keep it nice and tidy, and he's... pretty much got this by the bag here. Look at that. See, as he comes through to start loop 2, Matteo is quite a way back. So he's got some work to do. Early gap is 7.6 seconds. Can he bring it down? Who knows? But he is pretty much... he's going to need a miracle if he wants to take this round. But... gotta be in it to win it. Ooh. He is giving it some. I appreciate the hustle. Oh, big snap out of there. He's doing everything in his power to try and bring that down. Purple into there. That's what we like to see. See if Mattia can respond. Doesn't need to. You can see a lot more reserve through there. As you can see as well, that gap is still pretty big. He is definitely not slouching it, but I don't think he is taking any risks, because he doesn't need to. Yeah, look at that. Nice and tidy. Down to 6.8 though now, as we come into the final loop. So that's about a second lumped off there. That's pretty good going, all things considered. Sadly, though, not going to be enough to save him. Oh, it's like kisses that wall, but he made it. Purple again. We come onto the final loop, or final section now. Are we gonna crossover? Crossover? Almost. Yeah, Mattia rounds his final corner. He is going to take that win. Was the gap going to be at the end here? A bit of a wall right there. Into the wall and over he goes. 5.5 seconds, and Matteo tried his best, but that mistake was ultimately too costly. Advantage to Mattia. So as we go into the reset. I'm hoping that works. Yeah, it does. Okay. Sweet. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Can Matteo redeem himself? Or will Mattia put himself in to go and take on Lucas? Then it will be the battle of the winners. But if Matteo wins, and then wins again, there's a chance that we could have a new winner. Ooh, not quite crossover. But pretty tidy from both to begin. A little bit of a wiggle from Mattia there. But that's not really going to cost him a lot in the grand scheme of things. There we go, yeah, he's got a nice gap here. We'll see how much that actually is once we come round. As the interesting thing with these tracks, because obviously they are asymmetrical, it's kind of tricky to know where who is. But the more you know, you can kind of build a picture, and this is going to be pretty close, actually. I think it's going to be advantage Matteo. Depends on how he gets around this last corner. It's going to be... oh, it's going to be close. Slight advantage to Matteo, though. So we enter loop 2. But it is close. He navigates his way through the twisty section. Oh, a little bump on the curb there. Not going to help. It's going to hurt him a little bit, but not the end of the world either. Try and get a little roof cam action. As we watch Terra navigate his way through the twisties. Oh, we just missed that wall. That was so close. Oh, he's really using all of the track. And this is going to be pretty close again. Definitely a bit scruffy through there, but still advantage Matteo. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Our advantage has grown. We come onto the final loop. I think this is going to a reset. Unless something happens here. Very clean from Mattia. Last time run for him through these. Oh, just missed that cone there. Here we go. Final section. I don't actually know what the official term is for these halves. I have watched a few of the real-life broadcasts, but never really paid close enough attention. Always get the dialect muddled up, but very clean for Matteo through there. Exactly what he needs. Let's see Mattia as he comes through under the bridge. Let's get on a little roof cam. So he goes under the bridge. How hard is he willing to push? Oh, right on the edge there. I don't quite think it's going to be enough, though, because Mateo's already exited the corner. Mateo's going to bring it back for a dead heat. Bravo. A 1.2 second advantage at the end there. Great recovery from that initial incident. One last time between the two of them. And this will settle it. Whoever gets to go through to the grand final. And who's... I was going to say going home, but they're already home, so... Alrighty. Lesson learned. I'll probably forget by next year, but I'm pretty certain this countdown was a lot shorter last time. And I think my mistake was that I reused one of the community racing system configs. So this countdown is a minute when it really doesn't need to be. Okay. Here we go. And they're off. Ooh, bit of wheel spin there, but that was a bit of a clutch kick, actually. That did work out. Mattia holds the advantage. The first corner. That's what you want to see. Getting crafty. Try and have that advantage. Comes under the bridge. A little bit of free space. Ooh, he nicks the wall a bit there. Yeah, that section is pretty tough. You come flying. Oh, Mateo's off into the grass a bit. Caught the tail end of that, so not quite sure what happened. Hopefully he hasn't lost too much time, though. But yeah, if you come flying out that bridge at full speed, and you're into a really twisty and tight section, that really doesn't take any prisoners if you're not careful. Oh, a bit sideways through there. Right up against that wall. And it's going to be pretty close, actually. Advantage to Mattia, but whatever mistake Mattia made hasn't cost him an insurmountable amount. Let's see, can he pull it out the bag and get the gap he needs? Close it back in. Pretty tidy through there. Slight slip, but he made it work. Tia exits the final corner now to get onto the end of the second half of the second loop. Nice and steady through there. Oh, bit of an oversteer there. But he curled it up nicely. He now comes over the bridge. Nice and tidy. And this is going to be quite close, actually, looking at how Matteo is coming through under the bridge. I think it is going to be advantage Mattia, though. Still. But it's going to be a lot closer. It is much closer. Oh, only 0.3 of a second as we come into the final loop, splitting them. Can Mattia hold on, or will Matteo be able to overhaul that gap? I didn't see what the gap was at the end of the first loop, but considerably smaller gap now. Of course, they can hear me chirping away throughout all of this, so I'm doing a good job at distracting them also. He get a little wide there, that's not going to help him. He comes into the final half now. Mattia coming through, nice and steady. Using that curb. Nice and clean onto the bridge. Leaving a bit of wiggle room. See how Matteo's going to go under this bridge. a little bit on the table still. I think this is going to be advantage Mattia, but it's going to be interesting to see. Mattia grazed the wall slightly. Oh, it's neck and neck. And I think Mattia took it. Oh, I said that wouldn't be beaten. I said our gap wouldn't be beaten, but it was. 0.021. Ouch. It's so close. Especially over 3 loops. Ooh. Unfortunately, though, that means Matteo is out. Here advances to face Lucas in the grand final. Which I need to do another server reset for. But yeah, that was a cracking battle between the two of you. Of course, Matteo looking like he could bring it back from that catastrophic mistake in the first run. But unfortunately, just short. Let's get the server switched over. Lucas's engine is cold by now. Yeah, he really has sat around not doing a whole lot. Yeah, the winner's path is definitely the easiest, but on the flip side, you do kind of forgot the track already. Yeah, you do much less racing than the people who fall down into losers. In some ways, that helps you preserve a bit more stamina, but yeah, also means you're waiting a bit longer. Okay, so for the grand final, best of 3, 5 loops. However, each round we will swap cars, so do keep that in mind. Oop, that's the wrong input. There we go. For the first round, however, we are going to use the Legends car. So if Lucas and Mattia can pick up the Legends car. Okay. And just to quickly explain how this works again, so yeah, they're gonna go and do their run, and so given that Lucas is the winner and he's won all of his rounds so far, if he wins again, so if he wins this best of 3, he will be the champion. If he loses, we reset and we go again, and then the winner of that is the champion. So Mattia has got his work cut out for him, but it's not impossible. I forget just how loud this car is. But it is already down. I think that should be... That didn't make too much of a difference. Oh well. But yeah, Legends car should make things interesting. Smallest car we have. Not the easiest to handle though. Always he locks up. It's only practice though, so this is the place to get the mistakes out of the way with. However, yeah, so they will do this first run. And then once they've done this first run, instead of restarting and going again with the same cars, we will actually switch the cars to spruce things up a little bit. This could be a whole mess. This could go really well. I don't know, but we'll find out. But it should make things a bit more varied. Not sure how long this is going to take to do. Probably about 3-4 minutes to do the full 5 loops. Of course, yeah, there is going to be chance. If they make a mistake early on, there is chance to claw it back. But it is going to be hard. But this is the battle between 2 previous winners. So whoever wins this time will become a 2-time champion. Mattia looking to defend his crown from last year. Lucas looking for it back. Should have looked back. Okay, looking back at it, I was in the grand final previous years. Good to know I wasn't going crazy. Feel like we need a bit more energetic music for the finale. And some smooth jazz. Oh, there you go. Okay, here we go. First round of the grand final in the Legends car. This could take a long time. It could also be over pretty quickly. We shall see. Tis the joy. But hopefully, we should have some good racing nonetheless. They get away, look at all that wheel spin. Pretty even Stevens off the line. Just taking it nice and easy through there. To begin with. Lucas sideways in the background there. Well behaved between the both of them so far. Oh, look at that. As the car rolls around that corner. Cracking stuff. Put it back on this camera because I think this is probably the best one. Nice and tidy through there. Ooh, a bit scruffy off of that curb. But not too bad. Tia. Let's see him a little bit behind. We'll see how that actually works out once he comes underneath the bridge. I think there is advantage Lucas right now. But there's still 4 more loops to go after this one. So he's got time to really bed in with the car and claw it back. But that is a pretty sizable gap. 2.8 seconds. As we end the first loop here. Mattia does have his work cut out. He wants to try and win this. But who knows, maybe the next car will suit him better. We shall see. It's the extra degree of jeopardy that we're going to have thrown in the mix here. Lucas does set a purple on the faster half, though. Has a bit of a warning shot for Mattia. Can Mattia respond with a purple of his own? Oh, it doesn't seem like it. Does seem like Lucas has pulled. Bigger advantage now. Oh, he locks up, though, at the exit of the bridge. Doesn't crash, but sign that it's not all sunshine and roses on board with him. But definitely advantage still. Has the advantage dropped? We'll see. Oh, purple from Mattia. But the gap has actually grown to 3.8 seconds. We come on to the third loop now. Does Mattia have an answer in these last two loops? We shall see. The last three loops, sorry. We are halfway into this. Oh, he's in the wall slightly. Seems like Lucas does have the measure of him in the Legends. But maybe next time around, things will be different. Gets a bit hard to view now, but it does seem like that gap is growing. Lucas has got this thing absolutely on rails. Watch him come through this section here on board. Very smooth inputs on the throttle. Bit of a drift there to exit. He's holding that gap quite nicely as we come onto the fourth loop now. It's 4.9 seconds. Oh. Tia is hanging on there, but that gap is growing. So he is going to have to pray that that next car is going to be more suitable in his favor. Now we'll reveal what that car is in a minute. As you can see, this car is a bit of a handful. He's working, you see both of them are working the wheel quite a bit. Mattia is very smooth through here, but see, he's still having to handle those slides on the exit there. Lucas on a full slide as we join back with him. But he is quite comfortably out ahead. Whoa, big sideways over the bridge. But he can afford that. Really using those curbs, which is quite interesting. Making the most out of those. See what the advantage is going to be in this final loop. Has it grown or has it shrunk? I think it might have grown again. Oh, 6 seconds. This does just have to not bin it now. He will claim it. First point. To become at a 2-time Race of Binners champion. We come on to the final half now. Coming through to start his final half. He does have the faster final half, but it's going to be hard for him to close that gap now. Lucas keeping things nice and tidy. He comes through this loop for the final time. A little bit of a slide there, but nothing he can't handle. And as we round through, Lucas will take the first point here in the Legends car. An ultimate gap of 7 seconds. Absolute domination here. But it ain't over yet. Now we go again. This time though, in the Fiesta WRC. Let them both hop on out and come back in, and then we can get going. This one should be interesting. to practice. We'll give them a little bit of practice time. Refamiliarize himself with the Fiesta. I don't know why I still have my wheel plugged in. I just noticed that. Also, take that off. I don't need it. My scrubby axe lost ages ago. Two loud cars. Legends and the Fiesta. Let's see if the power will swing around this time. Remember, if Lucas wins this, he is the champion. If Mattia wins this, he'll bring it to a third round where the stakes will be the same. But if he can win again, we reset and we go again. Lucas showing off here. Some nice slides. Mattia's doing on board. We get the co-driver's seat? Oh, not quite. Get behind the two of them. We see him throwing the car around. Very smooth though, Mattia is. Very smooth. That might reward him in this car. Oh, that is close to the wall. Well, it's pretty much complete opposite end of the spectrum in the two cars. So it will be interesting to see how things shake up. Fiesta, though, long stalwart of the race of Binners. Instead of the slide. Oh, he is going full on. Be interesting to see if he pulls any of these tactics out in the actual run. This could be beneficial. They could also just be showing off. But clock is up. Next time you'll see these two cars driving, it will be to see who will be the champion. Well, at least on one side. Yeah, did have the slight pace advantage in practice, but this is only practice, so there's not a crazy amount we can look into that. And of course that only factors in half the track, the shorter half that is. But this is where we see it. Little toot of the horn. Can't toot my horn because I'm technically in the pit lane. And if I join the track, then I will actually be on the track, which is not good. However, not long now before we get going. What could be the final run. Only 20 seconds away. Here we go. Lights are on. And away they go. I'm on myself. Pretty even into the first corner. We like to see. Now the pressure's on Mattia here. He has to win this if he wants to stay in with a chance. If Lucas doesn't win it, not the end of the world for him. Because he still has more chances. But this will be the last chance Mattia will have. And so far, so good. That's a very clean first run. Really, basically not breaking traction at all in that. See how Lucas is going in his side. Very clean as well. See, the handbrake has gone away now. Now that we're getting serious. Very clean and focused lines. We come to the end of the first loop. It is going to be very close. I think it might be advantage Lucas, though. It will be. But much closer this time. Only a couple of attempts in it. What are we at? 2.5 attempts. Pretty much negligible. Especially given that we've still got 4 more loops to go. Okay, Mattia goes under the bridge this time. Getting closer and closer to the wall there. That's what you want to see. Oh, slight kiss of the wall there. He's really pushing it now. Let's see where Lucas is. Gaps are looking pretty nominal, though, on this first half. We'll see how they balance out in the crossover. Lucas getting a bit sideways there. Trying to employ a bit of the slipping. Oh, this is going to be close again. Not quite sure he's going to have it. Oh, Lucas just missing the wall. I think the gap's going to be pretty much the same, actually. Depends on the run off the corner. Basically neck and neck. Slight advantage to Mattia this time as we come onto the third loop. Just under a 10th. This is more like it. Both pretty much neck and neck. Pretty inseparable at the moment. The Mattia's going to come through here. Neither of them can really afford to let up now, though. Very clean and tidy from there. Much better than last time. Clean for Lucas as well as he comes around the corner. Gap's still looking pretty standard. Mattia navigates through here. Very nice through the S's. Up onto the bridge. Leaving a bit of room. There's a bit more that can be given. But again, very close as we come to the end of this third loop between the two of them. I think the advantage might still be just in Mattia's court. I think it's 6 milliseconds in Lucas's favor as we come onto the fourth loop. Pretty much nothing between them this time around. Complete change of the picture. They are both absolutely going for it. Ooh, it's a bit of an awkward line there for Lucas. He had to back out and recorrect. That's going to cost him a little bit. Of how close this has been so far, that could be pretty bad. I'm on myself. Whoopsie. There you go, Mattia coming through now. Bit of sand there, but this car could take some sand. It's not the end of the world putting a wheel in. A little bit more sand there. Gotta be careful. But otherwise, really nice and tidy through there. Getting closer to that wall. He's searching for what extra time he can. Let's see now. Oh, again, very close. Oh, bit of a snag there. That might actually put it slightly in Lucas's. It is going to put it in Lucas's advantage as we come to the final loop. Don't know if he snagged the pole slightly there. 7 tenths in Lucas's advantage. Oh, and a lot. Not what he wants. He's got to give it his all if he wants to win now. Here we go. He's going to come over the bridge. Pretty much a crossover there. We like to see that. See Lucas powering on through. Ooh, that gap. It's looking pretty interesting. Yeah, Mattia's going to get his way through here for the final time. Can he claw it back? Ooh, still leaving some on the table, but this is looking pretty close. It's looking very close. It's going to absolutely floor it through here. But I think actually it's going to go to Lucas. Yep, Lucas takes it and becomes the champion of Race of Bitterness 2026. 6 attempts in the end. That was a pretty crazy final battle, though. Pretty much nothing between them in the beginning. See Lucas in his victory celebrations. Well deserved. And as we hit the spreadsheet of doom for the final time, we did not need the reset. Lucas is the champion of Race of Bitterness 2026. Mattia, unfortunately, gets eliminated. So ultimately, that puts, obviously, Lucas as the winner. Mattia in second. Matteo in third. And I guess myself and Yari tied for fourth. Given that I obviously shortcut the queue a little bit. But we both went 0 for 2. Matteo went 1 for... Oh, wait. We went 2 for 2. Sorry. And Mattia went 3 for 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. I'm not going crazy. Oh, I don't have it showing. Whoopsie. There you go. So yeah, congratulations there to Lucas. That was I think you weren't present for 2025, right? Let me go back to 2025. Yeah, no. Not present for 2025. Look at the qualifying difference. So we use the same cards for qualifying. In 2026, those times have dropped. Shame we maybe couldn't have got a couple more people, but I think, you know, we still had some great battles with what we had in the end. Lucas remains undefeated in the Race of Bitterness. Actually got slower. It is a one-shot qualifying, so... It is a bit harder to be consistent. But it's interesting to see that on average we were actually a fair chunk faster. But that was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you all thought of the format tweaks for this year. Now that we've actually run them, you think better, worse? I don't know. I think it worked relatively well. It's always going to be a bit of a finicky event to run, just due to the way it's structured, but I think that's probably been the smoothest one I've done. And I think the switching cars worked pretty well. Nobody really got confused. And the new track worked pretty well. So that was good. But yeah. We kill off the server because we don't need that anymore. Cool. So obviously, Season 3 is on the horizon. And obviously at the moment nothing is announced. I do have a couple of candidates though. I do actually need to finish the track selections because I kind of missed doing that. But I could show off the cars. And I could show you what I was thinking of. I do have a lot more free... I do have... Bleh, I can't English. I do have free time this week. So I will, I will be spending a day testing a bunch of shit out for seasons beyond. But, ultimately, at the moment, I can show you what I have planned, and I guess you could tell me if I'm an idiot or if you like it. So the first car, if I can find it. I have too many mods. I also can't read. I believe is this one. You know what? We're gonna run them around Showtime because I don't care. First car is a bit of a funky one. It's a relatively new mod that I found. And it broke because I need custom shaders patch turn on. Bear with me, caller. But as we hop on. The first car is... Ta-da! The Daihatsu Storia in all of its glory. Not a lot we can change on this car, but essentially, if you boil it down to it, this is a four-wheel drive version of the Suzuki Alto. Basically. Historic car. I guess it technically but I think it's quite nippy. Shitbox racing system, for real. It's kind of like an old Fiesta. Yeah, I can see that. You can see a fair bit of gusto in this little engine. Of course, this thing also weighs about as much as a shoe. Pretty easy car to navigate around on your own. But hopefully with a group of them hurtling around the track, should be some pretty close and fun racing. Okay. Well, it's actually really easy to get around here. Very stable. Ooh, I say as I hit the wall. I hit the wall again. Professional driving hours here. This mod does come with like a rally version, but the rally version is a bit questionable. in terms of its driving. But this is pretty modest as I overdo it. Sounds like a tattoo on steroids. Yeah. This does have semi-slick tires, but I think I will restrict it to just being the street tires, because well, this thing already has plenty of grip on the street tires. God knows how. Semi-slicks are just overkill, really. Obviously, given that we have full control, we can do things like that. I'm realizing that Showtime maybe isn't the best showcase for this, but... or for these cars, but you know. Why? I'm already here, so... The next one is actually... a base game car that I don't think I've ever seen be used before. And to that extent, I think is relatively interesting. And that is the Ferrari 458 S3 spec. Which is interesting because it's, well, it's a Ferrari 458, but with quite a lot of suspension settings. And some slicks. Which means that this thing is quite interesting to drive, because it has a lot of mechanical grip, but basically no aero. And this is gonna be not the best place to show this thing off. But, yeah, it's what if these supercars actually, actually had mechanical grip? Does it come with brakes? Yeah, the brakes on this thing aren't too bad. You'll see when I see it's not terrible. I haven't really delved too hard into the suspension adjustments, but there's quite a lot of adjustments you can make. It's definitely got like more racy suspension on it. It's very stiff, though, by default. But no real downforce to carry you. Just gotta rely all on the mechanical grip. And pray. I had actually figured on both these cars for a little over a week now, but obviously had all the racer business stuff to get organized, so I didn't want to muddle things too much. But I guess now's your chance. If you want to veto the cars, you can speak up now, and I'll go back to the drawing board probably tomorrow. Try out some new stuff. I do have a bunch of other ideas from like various suggestions and stuff, but they're not really complete ideas, and I want to spend some time over the next couple of days, because I am off work this week, you know, fleshing out some future series' ideas. Because I start working at them a bit, and then it's like, ooh, actually, because I have complete freedom now, I could do this, or I could do that. Like, something I realized the other day, right, is, say, like, cars with alternate variants. We could actually, say, like, hypothetically speaking, like an Indy car, for example. Obviously, it has an oval and a road version. But if we were to run an oval, we could actually switch to the oval version, whereas an SRS would have been stuck running the road version for all the rounds. Which, you know, obviously isn't quite as ideal. But the general track themes for the cars also as well, I guess. The Daihatsu would be around Japanese tracks primarily. And this Ferrari was going to be based around track day tracks, let's say. There's going to be a couple of Italian tracks, but some tracks around the place as well. Living the life of a, virtually at least, of someone with more money than sense. Oh god. I was not braking anywhere near harder. Just let my foot cruise on the pedal. Just autopilot driving now. What was if I hit? Whee! That was actually a pretty clean jump. All things considered. And I'm on my roof. As I said, yeah, now is your chance to veto these cars before I go and find cars and track ideas. Before I go and finalize these and put them up. More power than F1. Yeah. Yeah. It's not wrong. We are missing like all of the downforce. Yeah, because I randomly just had a thought. I was like, what if I test a bunch of supercars? And this was in the mix, and I was wondering why the hell this was so much faster than most of the other supercars. And then I realized it's because they actually gave it a suspension setup and tires that don't suck. Because a lot of the other supercars are given shoddy tires, cruddy suspension settings. You know, they're overpressured, their balance is all out of whack. And then they don't give you the option to fix that. It's like there's a Galat. Oh, my amazing driving. There's a similar Gallardo S3. And they gave it like a big turbo, which makes it put out like 1,200 horsepower. And that sounds cool and fun, but then you actually drive it, and it is just an understeery pig. It doesn't brake, it doesn't turn. It is an absolute pain to drive. The only benefit is that when you're going in a straight line, it's incredibly quick. Seems to be close to the Pagani Huayra. What, this car? Wouldn't surprise me. The mechanical grip does help you quite a lot. I think the Huayra only has the, like, Trofeo, Hypercar Trofeo tires. Which I don't quite think are as grippy as, like, full-on, like, racing slicks. Then again, these tire compounds in AC are inconsistent as hell, so can't read into them too much. But you can read into them a bit. The Pagani Huayra does... I guess the default one maybe doesn't, but I know the BC does have quite a bit of downforce. Relatively speaking. Like, the car is kind of glued to the track, the BC. In a good way. But yeah, I think that's everything, I think. Again, thanks everyone who showed up for Race of Binners. Congratulations to Lucas, becoming the first ever 2-time champion of the event. Of course, I will, given that nobody has said hell no, I will be working on finalizing these. I already got half the tracks sorted, I just need to properly finish them up and put up the series for next season. Also get to work for some more creative ideas for future seasons as well. And hopefully actually build... Oh, there we go. Big jump. Try and build that backlog I keep talking about. And maybe do a few extra bits here and there. Just regarding, like, improving how we do things. And whatnot. Some process and admin improvement-y stuff. Boring stuff, essentially. Boring stuff that needs to be done. But, yeah. I'm thinking about maybe coming back on Friday as well for some more casual racing game stuff. Not sure what yet. I have a short list of 3 games. And I'll just probably pick one of those out of a hat. And that's what we'll end up going with. But, I might also throw a quick poll up. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, well, that's everything, yeah. It's definitely everything. And, yeah, that was good fun. Good fun. I enjoyed it. Even though my time in the hot seat was pretty limited. I obviously didn't make it to the grand finals again this year. It was good fun to fumble my way through it all on the commentary side. And yeah. Again, thanks to everyone who showed up and took part. Thanks to everyone who was around in the chat as well. Back to normal next week. More racing. And of course, yeah, I'll probably be back on Friday with some more casual racing game stuff as well. So, look forward to seeing you all around. And, yeah, adios.